Good morning. How are you doing? I've got to apologise because I should have started this yesterday. We're starting our little mini series this week and it's Tuesday. I just got completely and utterly lost yesterday in loads of various bits and pieces, and the day just completely ran away with me. So apologies for that. This week I want to be having a think about, this is inspired by one of my clients, how we move away from our past and make sure that we're working towards our goals, our future, without getting tempted to go back to our past. Good morning, lovely lady. I'm not going to mention your name. This is going out across a couple of channels, but I hope you're well. Lovely to see you. So in order to stay focused on our future and to not be tempted back to our past, there's a couple of things that we need to consider. I'm going to break these down, obviously. It's going to be four sections this week rather than 5. The first thing that we need to consider is, what is it that we don't want to go back to? What is it in our past that we are so certain that we don't want to return to? Now, this is a fairly complex, because there can be so many things about your past that you are, I don't want to say trying to escape from, but you are moving away from. Now, that could be a person, like a relationship. It could be a lifestyle. It could be a job situation, or some sort of situation. Or it could be just a behaviour within yourself that you are not wanting to go back to. So first of all, so the first thing that we need to do is to be really clear about what we don't want. So tomorrow we're going to be looking about what we do want, and that's goals, and that's obvious, if you like. We're talking about what we're moving away from and towards. So we've got to be really clear about what we're moving away from. I need you to kind of be defining that as clearly and as succinctly as possible, because it's only when we're actually really clear on what it specifically is that we are moving away from that we are clear that that's where we don't go back to. Because I think that's where people often fall into the trap of going back to bad habits, back to bad relationships, back to the lifestyle that they didn't want, is because they weren't really truly clear on what it was that they were wanting to get away from. That causes confusion, and that causes us to go back to what either feels safe, what feels comfortable, what is predictable. That's why we go back to old habits, is because even though we don't like the habit that we're trying to get away from, there is a predictability about it that makes us feel quite safe. So we want to be really clear about what it is we're trying to get away from. And the other thing that's really important to consider is, how did we get there? Because when we're really clear on how we got there, we are also really making sure that we are not repeating those habits again. Because if say, for example, it's a lifestyle habit or a relationship, we need to understand what they do, where we were when we first got drawn into that relationship, be that with a person or a lifestyle choice, substance like alcohol or anything like that. Where were we at the time, and what were the factors that led up to us being in that position? If you're making a big lifestyle change, as I said, we'll come to goals tomorrow, but what is it about yourself that you are looking to change? What is it that you are looking to move away from? And how did you get there in order for you to realise that you don't want to make the same mistake of going back there again? Does that make sense? We need to be really, really clear on that. There are so many reasons why people fall back to these routines or habits, but being really clear on this like I said, tomorrow we're going to be looking at goals. We're going to be like setting out some really clear definitions of what we want to move towards, how we want life to be different. And again, understanding how you got to the place where you're trying to get away from will really help give you clarity about how you define those goals and how you make sure that you are moving towards those goals. Okay, so if this is of interest to you, and if you're going to be following me this week with pen and paper in hand, that is your first task. Be really clear on specific on what you're moving away from, and be really clear on how you got there. What was going on for you at the time? How had life looked getting to you to that point? And what part of those two things is it that you're looking to get away from now? Okay, and then we'll look at goals tomorrow. Okay, for anybody that is not in the Happy and Fulfilled group, if you would like to join the Happy and Fulfilled group, on Thursday morning at 11 o'clock, our webinar is going to be looking at, so similar vein this week, how to make sure that we reach our goals, so how to make sure that we get the desired outcome that we are working towards. But the little twist on this one is who is standing in your way. So we've done what is standing in your way, but this week it's who is standing in your way, because I've seen a theme coming up in our group about relationships and people being in our way, and that will tie up very much into this first part as well. Okay, so have a great rest of day. I hope the sun is shining for you, and I'll catch you all tomorrow. Bye bye.